Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We are reviewing Calumet 15 versus Sam Houston 15. Which is better? Stay tuned to find out. Alright, so now, before we dive into the bottles, as we always do in this channel, special shout out to my buddy O'Sheen Hayes for providing the sample of Calumet 15. Without his generosity tonight, we would not be able to do this comparison for you. So maybe a little late to the game, but these are somewhat still findable depending on what area you're in and you know how much you want to spend. So thought it'd be worthwhile. If you can only buy one, which one should you spend the money on? So let's look at the old Sam Houston first. Look at that gorgeous bottle with old Sam Houston riding his trusty steed. First off, delicious looking bottle. We got 15, 15, 15 on the neck, just in 3 different spots. We got 15 on the front. Believe me, it's 15 years old, they're letting you know. 103 proof, compute 51.5% alcohol by volume, for those that go by that method. A lot to take in on this label. So, this is PA-3 batch. So, this is only a 3-barrel size batch. These do vary by state where they released them, so the secret is they're all good, but what flavors I get tonight might vary slightly from what you get if you have a different PA batch or a different state altogether. Now the secret here is that this is actually 15 years and 6 months. That's right, this is a 15.5 year bourbon, but I guess they ran out of space to put the 0.5 on that side of the label. This is bottle 485 of 498, so not too many bottles in this batch. The mash bill, for those that care at all, 74% corn, 18% rye, and 8% malted barley. Alright, this is Barton distillate as well. Barrel type, American white oak, no surprise there. Char level number 4, the heavy char. The heavy char. There's a bunch of fun facts here about Sam Houston, and we won't read all of it, but there's a few good things here. Enlightened by patriotism and guided by wisdom, Sam Houston's life was that of a true legend and patriot. And we'll just leave it there. I mean, what a statement on this bottle, right? This is good stuff. Good stuff. The last little tidbit at the bottom. This premium, perfectly aged, well-crafted bourbon is offered in tribute to the life of Sam Houston, an honest and patriotic man. So it's almost unpatriotic if you don't buy a bottle of this. Just putting that out there. Now, I don't have the full bottle of Calumet. I got a sample here. Thanks again, O'Sheen, for that. But he did provide us quite a few facts in beautiful handwriting on this label. So, Calumet Farms, 15-year-old single rack black. It's a single rack of bourbon, believe it or not. Batch size is 19 barrels on this one. So this is a 19-barrel batch size. Obviously, just a few more barrels in the 3 for the Sam Houston. This sucker's a little hotter. Are we ready? 105 proof. 52.5% alcohol by volume. And he didn't even write that on. Oh, wait, he did. He did write that on here. So, I know sometimes you think I cheat and I read the label, but I didn't even realize he'd written it on here. Let's see. Non-chill filtered, which, that's good. That's good. Rack number 275402.09. Nobody cares about that, but I just did give you that fact in case you have the exact same bottle. Alright, let's dive into them. So these suckers here are both poured blind by my wife in the beautiful Christmas colors. So let's start with the green. We'll fire up the nose. heavy, just like hickory and smoke and wood and char. I mean, this just smells like a burned steak on the grill. Let's take a sip. That was good. Now, keep in mind, both of these are going to be fantastic. The Sam Houston was $129.99 in PA, so like $130. I think the Calumet 15 was also $120, $130. So these are both around that same range. So the flavors on this palette, fantastic. I'm getting a lot of that char. I do get the hickory as well. A little bit of a cherry note, which I sometimes tend to get in higher age bourbons. Maybe that's just me, but like a dry cherry. Just a heavy smoke and char. And there's a lot of oak, obviously a lot of oak coming through on this. At 15 years for either one. Boy, it's good. Alright, let's compare it to the red. Very similar nose. I get the char. I get more brown sugar on this though, and less of the hickory or slash cherry that I was getting from the green glass. This has more of like just a general sweetness with some oak and char on there. Let's give it a sip. Wow. Another delicious bourbon. These are very similar. I will say that. I get a similar level of char. I get just a hint of cherry. I get like a general, like, there's a weird note, carbonated sweetness in the middle that comes through on this. That does not come through on the green glass as much. It's a little more mellow. I will say this glass is just a tad bit more mellow. But similar flavors. Let's go back. Let's go back to the green now. Oh yeah, there's more hickory wood. There's more hickory and char note going on here in the green glass that I'm really enjoying. It's missing that like confectionery sugar, that it's missing that sweetness on the nose. These are both so good. Again, just a lot of that char, the hickory, the smoke, the oak coming through on these. Fantastic. The finish is fairly long. Get a little bit of that Barton hug coming through the chest. Alright, back to the red. It's really missing that. The nose is better on the green, to me. Personally, the nose is better on the green. But they are very similar. We are nitpicking here, please be aware. Fantastic. Alright, the win tonight goes to green. For me. They both have notes of char. The green has kind of a hickory smoke note that I really enjoy. The red has a little bit more, like, we'll call it fizzling sweetness in the middle. So if you like that kind of confectionery sugar sweetness note, the red would be for you. If you like that deep, rich char and hickory smoke note, cherry note maybe even, then the green's for you. That's the difference. But overall, very similar flavor profiles, very similar noses. You're drinking high-aged bourbon here either way. Both are delicious. Both are a buy. Let me grab the answer key and see which is which. The old answer key here. Alright, in first place tonight, the green glass was Sam Houston 15. And then obviously the red glass was Calumet 15. So, there you go, everybody. Sam Houston lays down another victory. Again, this was PA-3. Your batch may vary. Good old patriotic leader Sam Houston, man. Just fighting for that win. So, I do prefer this over the Calumet 15. If you can only buy one bottle, whichever one you can find is the one you buy. They're both excellent. Really, they are. We split hairs here tonight, but I believe the Sam Houston is a little bit better for my palate than the Calumet 15. How much would Bourbon Bill pay? I would say between $130 and $150. Really, MSRP is about $130 for both these bottles. That's where I want to stay, but I could go up $10-20 on them. They're really good bourbons, well aged. Barton is delicious. So I just wouldn't go more than that, because then you're really starting to get into quite expensive territory. So if you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Have a great evening, everybody.